Hello, everybody. Welcome. For those that's like investigator, hell, Everybody, welcome. For those that's like investigator. So, wow, there's a lot to talk about today. I've just finished the video on Orban's loss and how the bad people are feeling. And now let's do a video on Trash's attack on Pope Leo. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Sad for him. I'm not sad, huh? For him. No, I'm not. Huh? Sad, huh? For him, huh? I'm not sad. No, I'm not. I'm not sad for him. No, 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 no. That's the protection. I like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of lights coming on top of my head. As I breathe out, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it, I feel protected. I step into it, I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good, and only the good for the good people, the good for the good people. So. Okay. So, guys, you saw that. Where do we even start? The wonderful role that Pope Leo has been playing as this mess is happening, right? I mean, he's been really wonderful, and he has upset a lot of he has spoken truth to power, right? We know that. And then we saw, I participated online on the mass on Saturday for peace. And I've said to you guys before that I've been very, praying a lot. So we see the effect of Pope Leo. A lot of people admire him because he's admirable, and it doesn't matter if you're, to be honest, right? If you're Catholic or not, he's just a great man, and he cares about people. Period. Period. Right. And we have seen the attacks on Pope Leo by Trash's crew. It was just the other day. I honestly, I don't even remember exactly why. Oh, that's right. It was the whole all these bombings are happening, right? And he has the clarity of purpose and the moral backbone to say something about it. And then there was a documentary, interviews on 60 Minutes, and it's interesting because 60 Minutes is owned by people close to Trump, but they aired the interviews, and the whole program was about Pope Leo. I have not watched it to be honest with you, but I will watch it. I'm sure it's going to be, at least part of it is going to be on YouTube. So so uh so then, of course, as everything is failing for Trash and his true demonic nature is being exposed, he decides to keep attacking the Pope. No, very smart. It's like, what else do you need, right? A person who decides to attack both. I am very smart. I am smart. I am better. Like, this is the guy who thinks, right? Who thinks that he's above the situation, and so it doesn't work. Really, doesn't work for him. Doesn't work for him. Oh, but it's interesting. Let's see. So then Pope Leo issues a statement saying that he's not afraid. I am not afraid of this man. I am not afraid. Think about how powerful that is. He says, I am not afraid. That is so powerful, right? Considering this whole administration and how the bad people are really all about, what gives them power is fear. Fear is their food. Fear is their currency, and this is their communication tool. So someone as powerful as the Pope to say, I'm not afraid. I'm not, I believe essentially the Pope is about God, not false prophets. They didn't say that, but that's really what it is, right? The situation is, here's the devil, the false prophet, whatever you call it. And he's like, I'm not afraid of you, because he was trained for encountering the beast. And he's the orange beast. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I don't think so. So it's beautiful, right? So let's see. Let's read it. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it. Let's read together. Hmm. Okay, guys, I've noticed I'm suddenly. I did spend a kind of a heavy, intense weekend, very exhausted. But I'm back on, and I notice, I observe I observe that I am happier and more excited. I'm not just more excited, I'm lighter, right? And I think probably a lot of people feel this way too, because we have situations improving. I think we're finding, it's tough. There's very tough days sometimes, considering everything. But we hang on to the light, and it illuminates us. Okay, so here is the headline on the Financial Times. Pope Leo says there's no fear of Trump administration. Comments from the Catholic Church head come hours after U.S. president launched scathing attack on him. Ooh. Pope Leo says he had no fear of Donald Trump's administration hours after the U.S. president launched a scathing attack on him in a sharp escalation of tensions between the White House and the head of the Catholic Church. Now, it bothers me when I read this that says, "Oh, there's an escalation." No, there's no escalation. One is doing his job, the other is trashing everything. There's no escalation, right? It's somebody is doing something, the other is just peaceful, and he refuses to bend for the beast, right? Speaking on Monday at the start of the trip to Africa, Pope Leo said he has no fear of the Trump administration, adding that he would continue speaking out loudly against the war. The declaration comes after Trump accused Pope Leo, the first American pope, of being weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. Oh, really? Yeah. Wow. I do. I don't want a pope who thinks it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon, Trump posted. I don't want a pope who criticizes the president of the United States because I'm doing exactly what I was elected for in a landslide to do. I mean, he knows we didn't win. He stole the damn election. Let's be real. All right. You stole the damn motherfucking election, Bo. All right. The beast, you're the beast. You stole the motherfucking election. You lie every goddamn day of your life. That's what you're about. We know that. Okay. Pope Leo has been outspoken in his criticism of the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran, describing Trump's threat last week to wipe out Iranian civilization as truly unacceptable. That's exactly true. At a worldwide peace vigil at St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City on Saturday, the Pope warned of a delusion of omnipotence that is becoming increasingly unpredictable and aggressive. Although he did not mention the war in Iran directly, his remarks were interpreted as some of his most critical of U.S. president. Oh, really? If you align with the beast, that's what you get because it's a pope. Um, wow. And there's the Orange Beast says he wasn't on any list to be the pope. Was only put on there by church because he was an American, and they thought that he would be best way to deal with the president Donald J. Trump. If I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican. Really? It's almost like you're the beast. 666, 666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire. No, there's a heavy metal band called Iron Man. What's it? Iron? Oh my God, forgot the name. The singer's name is Bruce Dickinson, and there's a song. So that's why that's him. Trump's strongly worded criticism came shortly after three American cardinals criticized the war in Iran in a rare joint television appearance. In the Catholic teaching, this is not a just war, Cardinal Robert McElroy, the Archbishop of Washington, told 60 Minutes. This is a war of choice. I think it's embedded in a wider moment in the U.S. that's worrying. We're seeing before us the possibility of war after war after war. Cardinal Blaise Cupich, the Archbishop of Chicago, condemned the sickening White House war communications, which have mixed images of actual bombing and damage with triumphalist scenes from Hollywood films. We're dehumanizing the victims of war by turning the suffering and the killing of children and our own soldiers into entertainment. It's so well said, right? Exactly. Responding to Trump's social media post, Father Antonio Spadaro, Undersecretary of the Vatican Dicastery of Culture and Education, said it reflected Trump's impotence. Impotence, that's right, it's impotent. Oh yeah. In the face of the Vatican's criticism of the war, the attack is a declaration of impotence, Spadaro said. When political power turns against a moral voice, it's often because it cannot contain it. Unable to absorb that voice, power tries to delegitimize it. Yet in doing so, it implicitly acknowledges its weights. They were not counting on people being so smart, articulate, and with the light. Whoo. Really? Hmm. Now the orange beast, of course, he's out. This is, and guys, this is truly the mark of the like the beast of the Antichrist, whatever, whether he's a son, a cousin, whatever. It's the fact. He wants to take the image of God, right? He wants to take up the power that he does, the ultimate power. And he gets upset that he's not. And he's always trying to have people believe that he is something he's not, because he's the anti everything, right? There he is pretending, healing people. Look at them. Oh, he's God. Right? Donald Trump posted an apparently AI generated image of himself on social media in which he appeared as Jesus. See, senior U.S. officials, most notably Defense Secretary Hegseth, have often invoked religious rhetoric when describing the Iran conflict. When I don't have the Bible, I know God is in charge. Yeah, this is really a whole war. Hegseth said last week U.S. bombing raids had been carried out under the protection of divine providence. Oh, really? Huh. Wow. So, oh, that's right. This is the thing, guys. So much I forgot. This is the thing. A January meeting between Cardinal Christophe Pierre, at the time the papal nuncio, the Vatican ambassador to the U.S., and Undersecretary of Defense Elbridge Colby, reportedly soured after Pierre said Pope Leo would follow his own course guided by church values. There was more, right? A U.S. official presence, not Colby, reportedly invoked the 14th century Avignon papacy, in which the King of France established his own loyal anti-pope in opposition to Rome. This was read as an implicit threat that Washington could set up a rival pope in opposition to Pope Leo if he did not more closely toe Washington's line. No, it's actually no. It's said, like I said, the other video I made about this. It's a death threat, essentially, right? Because the story, you can look up the story. I've talked about the story, right? In his post on Truth Social on Sunday, Trump also criticized the Pope for meeting with David Axelrod, who was a top aide to former President Obama, accusing the pontiff of catering to the radical left. By the way, Axelrod is from Chicago, right? And so is the Pope. So, so anyway, so that is a very interesting story here. So now let's look. What is good? Let's see. What's going to happen now? He continues, right? It's like he's losing. So he's losing and he's attacking the most powerful, like the Pope, the people that have the most light. He attacks the vulnerable and the most light-driven people because he's losing. And he wants, again, he wants to sow fear. He wants to make people bend for him because he's losing. So, okay, so how's this going to end? I see the Pope winning and say, now we have, thank God for peace. There will be peace. And so, okay, what? Okay, so he's, all right, so, okay, wow. I see an image of Pope Leo, and there's a watch. You know those old school watches that many used to carry in the 19th century, like pocket watch? And it tells me it's midnight. It's like he's already was asleep, and somebody wakes him up over there at the Vatican, and they say that there's Trump is gone. He's no longer there, the president. And so it's like, oh, really? Wow. And I see that Pope Francis had come to him in a vision and is saying the next 24 hours. Guys, okay, I'm not saying it's hard to predict exactly, but he's saying that he receives the news. What is it? He couldn't look at people in the eye when it's essentially it's telling me that the number of people who have died is coming out more and more. There's way too much embarrassing information. And the way he deals with it is that he keeps pretending. And they keep pumping the stock market, right? There's this whole issue with oil we're going to talk about the next video. And that's what he's doing, just money, money, money. And the truth about people who died and how he led his own troops. Because technically, as terrible as it is, right, that the commander-in-chief is the president, whoever he happens to be. So the commander-in-chief led these troops to unnecessary death just for propaganda purposes. And so this is that. And it's something, it's interesting. It shows me there's something, it shows me Bibi, that Bibi might be as desperate as he is, he's pushing more and more. And I see the generals are saying no, are not letting it happen. And I think what he does next is to show how Trump lied about the people who died as a way to kind of pressure him, but it backfires. So interesting. All right. So tell me, that's right. Okay. So guys, I'm reminded of something that I experienced. I think it was today. I was praying. I did the rosary twice. The second time I did, first I did the mysteries and then I did the regular. And I had this vision, and I was told to kind of, before I even started praying, to get a notebook so I could write it out. Actually, I did write it out, but I remember it anyway. So it showed me Trump, that there would be 3 people fired, 3 people gone, more people from his government. I think also Hegseth among them. And then 3 days, 3 nights, and then he's gone from the government. Again, I don't know the circumstances of at this point, right? It's hard to tell exactly, but that's what I get here. That soon, uh, again, it's the timing thing. It's complicated, but that's what I got, and that's it. And I see it shows me also the woman, the Brazilian woman, Amanda Ungaro, the one who has a dirt on Melania. A lot coming out at once, a lot that can be denied, and I see that he collapses in shame, and has to be pushed out. So again, as you know, I know the question becomes, so the exact details, I don't know, when we're not, I don't think we're meant to know the right now, because it can change. So that's what I got here, that it's the devil it's like when it shows me, imagine a rat with a light on his eyes. Rats don't like the light, they only like the dark. He tries to run, he can't run because it's been exposed. I mean, he is the worst of humanity on so many levels, right? He's a traitor. He's a like a pillager, corrupt, money hungry scumbag. He's a rapist of, right, of right, and he's a liar. He misrepresents things. He abuses his own family. He hates his own country. He sold his own country. He lies. I mean, it's just like every single thing, that's him. So when it becomes, and I see that it's like he was able to have a human face, but then even the human face is collapsing because it can't be whole. It can't be going on for much longer. But it tells me this, though. At the same time, it is saying the positive thing about him, if there's such a thing, is that he's a magnet for all of the worst things, and those things they're going to be removed when he is. Meaning, not, of course not, it's going to take time, legally speaking, right, for all of the people to be held accountable. But it says that the force, all the negativity, all the harshness, all the fascism, all that, there's an end, there's a bottom to it. And when it doesn't find a place to stick to, it collapses. And it also, it's like it attracts the bad people together so they can be ejected out, right? And then society exchange. So that's interesting. All right. So no, I see Pope Leo thriving, and I think he's, guys, he is really the representative of God. And I don't mean it. It's almost like, again, regardless of religion, the man is doing the right thing. He's uniting people. He's the solid light. He's fighting for the weakest. He's just doing such amazing things. So it really, it continues, and I see that he's going to get much, much older. He's going to be in this job for a long time. Okay, so all right. Okay, so I'm gonna go for now. But it's a good day to hear reporting this with you, to you. All right. So have a great evening, and God bless you. See you later, alligators. See you later, alligators. Bye. Bye.